Hi there, it's Sixshot. Alright, this episode I will touch on the intricacies of Nerf marksmanship. Or is there even such a word? I'm just using it as a form of expression. I had this encounter with a sort of younger Nerf player. Now, apparently they were having this impression that Nerf shooting, or the moment the dart came out of the blaster, it'll be instantaneous. Anybody that comes right to your gun sight, bam, 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 the fellow drops. Or rather gets tagged. Well, as much as I'll love to, keep them happy, keep them entertained, unfortunately that doesn't work exactly that way. As we all know, Nerf darts, upon leaving the barrel, averages from 60 to 80 meters per second, depending on how much you tricked up, or is it a stock? Stocks probably leave around 60 meters per second. Oh wait, not 60 meters per second, 60 feet per second, or 80 feet per second. Now if you divide it by 3 on the average, that's about 20 meters per second, or to 20 or 40 meters per second, give and take. I'll leave that intricate part for you guys to work out. So yeah, I mean, that's why usually most people will say that the optimal range for engaging opponent for Nerf is about 20 to 25 meters, because that pretty much you can make up. You can make that thing up. You can actually estimate, as I said earlier before. And Nerf dart, the moment it leaves the barrel, assuming it's at maybe what's that stock, probably about 60 feet per second. So it gets you about, if we work down to the average to convert the meters, probably at 20 meters a second. So in order to catch your opponent in that optimal position, yeah, it's about 20 meters. Consider that the dart it leaves 20 meters, it travels about 20 meters, hits the opponent, assuming if you can compensate accordingly for it. We'll get to that part later. So yeah, so if you work it out, like some, I wouldn't say kid, I'll probably say some of the less experienced will say, I want a Nerf that goes for 100 feet range. That can be done, but however, the likelihood of it raises the risk of getting injured. Black eye, blue black, big bruises. So yeah, most people will probably have to tune down their ideas a bit more. So I'll probably stay around the 60 to 80 feet per second range. Okay. So yeah, so if you want to engage the target where the chance of the player likely do not escape that easy is around 20 to 25 meter range. So that means when you aim at him, pull and hit the guy or the player, it must be within the 20 meter range. Okay? That's very okay. I'm just saying it as a form of guideline. Ultimately, it's up to players' self-discovery. And of course, the next part, it's called leading the shot. Okay, most noobs, or rather new players, yeah, I will use it interchangeably, no insult here, just saying as a form of expression, is that you have to compensate that the target is moving left to right. If you're engaging, like say on the ground, you're here, he's there, he'll be zigzagging to lessen the chance of the player getting hit. So you have to compensate accordingly. This one is gonna go a bit along with it. It's a bit like, how I put it? Okay, it's not that complicated, but it's a bit like you're playing some of those World War II simulation video games. Okay, this is the opposing enemy aircraft. This is you. This is a back-to-back from behind. It's usually the easiest. Usually for new players or newbie players, you engage him and hit him from behind. It's very easy to hit him. But problem is, the challenge is hitting him like that, perpendicular. They call it 90-degree deflection. That's going to be hard. So if you see it this way, it's very hard to perceive. But if you see it this way, it's easier to perceive. You are the player who's going to hit the guy with the nerf. As he goes, you shoot. So you compensate and move left to right or right to left accordingly, guessing where his next position will be. So as you move, you shoot in this position, he walks into where your dart is. That's deflection, compensation, whichever you can use it, but that's the general idea of using it. Again, this is usually on self-discovery. It can't really be taught. So that's why I normally, personally speaking, I would encourage many of you players, if possible, play as much Nerf game as possible. Experience beats theory a lot. That's a fact. Okay, this episode I'm pretty long-winded, but that's the general thing I need to let people know. Nerf, it's not about range. If you want about range, it's anything. Anything that's outside the realm of Nerf, be it paintball or airsoft. That is another subject we'll be touched another day. I think, let me see, Coop has already covered that on subject already, so I think you can go to that episode which he talked about it. But here, as of now, I'm saying about Nerf. So this is not exactly video game logic. Aim, anybody comes with you on the line outside, boom, he dies! No, it doesn't work this way. You need to compensate. Real life, you need to compensate accordingly. No such thing as instantaneous KO. It doesn't happen in here. Okay? Other than that, that's about it. Okay? Sixshot, signing off. Bye. Sorry if I offend anybody along the way.